Isolation Nation, what a wonderful morning. The sun is bright, the sky is blue, everything feels so good. I had coffee this morning, I got a pep in my step. You guessed it, you guys. Carmel heard that. I mean, I feel renewed. I feel different. I feel wonderful. And this is the Social Distancing Social Club. Thank you for joining us. I would like now to introduce you to the second leg of the four-legged tripod that makes up the quarantine. Please welcome, still quarantined alone, so sorry, Steve Hofstetter.
Hello. Oh, Ben, your streak is at a day. Congratulations. Anyway, thanks for joining the show, everybody. If you want to support us, as always, you can tip. Top right of the screen is our Venmo. You can PayPal at sdscshow.com, or, of course, you can super chat on the YouTubes, do the Facebook, was it Facebook stars, Twitter super hearts, all that.
Nobody knows. Nobody can figure it out. It doesn't matter. Life is good. Who cares? Life is so good. I just, during the last 30 seconds of sound check that I happened to catch, I stepped on a vintage lady and broke her leg. I don't even care. I now have an incomplete set of vintage ladies and whatever. You know what I mean?
Ben is so excited to have had sex, he just broke a woman. That's what just happened.
Well, for the last 5 months, a woman broke me, so.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome another leg of the quarantine. Please welcome Mr. Chris Bowers.
Oh,
wow. Ben had sex? Holy shit. Nice work, dude. So happy for you, man.
Thank you so much. I feel wonderful.
Oh,
I feel like a new man, honestly.
Bowers is so happy that he's striped. Where are you?
I'm in my. The sun is setting. Once it gets below this drape, I tried to pull the blind. I don't know. I'm in Indianapolis, man. My buddy's basement. I just got back from speaking at a high school 10 minutes ago, so I don't have a lot of options. So
your buddy's basement gets more sun than most of our places.
Well, that's true. You couldn't live down here. You'd die.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty tired. I woke up. I was up at 5 a.m. and last night I had rough sleep. I don't know if we call it diffuse the bomb dreams, where when you're worried about waking up, like you wake up every 4 minutes because you're afraid that like there's something, and then you're like, no, you're sleeping, dude. Go back to sleep. So I didn't have bed. So I'm a little groggy. I'm the opposite of Ben. I have no pep in my step, and it's been 4 days for me, which is rough. So
you hear that, Carmel?
Weirdly though, Bowers, you actually sound like you had a lot of pep in your step. The last few days, you're like, this is the 100th episode of the show. Now you're like, I have no energy at all. I don't know what's happening.
I don't know. I think what it was is I was at 4 upload at the hotel, and now I'm at like 11. So I think it's just upload speed. Maybe sounds sluggish, but
is that what you're calling? Is that what you're calling cocaine now? Upload speed?
No, it's just regular speed.
I side with you, Bowers. Definitely, my Wi-Fi affects my mood a great deal.
I'm saying maybe it was just technology. So I was more excited the last 2 shows than now. I don't know what's going on, but whatever.
Which, by the way, is so funny because at the end of the 101st episode the other day, when I tried to end it with an amazing underwater treasure dive and it just freeze framed as I was about to hit the water, I was so upset that my data cut out underwater, and Bowers sent the funniest text to us. He goes, Ben's gotten so cocky, he didn't have any internet, and now suddenly he is upset that it doesn't travel through water.
Well, Steve was like, yeah, I think you were underwater because you thought we had just cut it or something had happened. And Steve's like, no, you're underwater. You're like, oh, that's fair. And I'm like, yeah, you already think you can be underwater, you bastard? You've internet for 8 weeks. You get laid once, all of a sudden you're king of the world. I like it. Okay. Queen Rachel's also here. Queen, how are you doing today?
The quarantine member, the quarantine leg that's had consistent sex during the last 5 months. Woo! Thank you.
Wow, that was aggressively rubbed in right there. That was
now it goes from most sex to least sex. It goes Rachel, me, Ben, and then way over here, Steve. Okay.
Guys, I just want to. Okay, goodbye.
Steve, don't worry. Half the time, Bowers, when he's perpendicular, calls out your name just to be nice.
I think you said don't before that, and you meant to just say worry.
I mean, whatever.
Yeah. No, sometimes we play Steven Heckler. That's one of our games we play.
That's the role play. One of you just goes, if you don't shut up, I'm gonna throw you out. You're just having sex going, oh, this is gonna get so many views.
No, it would demonetize your channel for sure.
Comedian destroys woman's private area one time in 30 seconds.
Over the last 5 months, the Ben Gleib story.
More than once in 5 months. It's been more than once.
Yeah, that's true. You were happy once in like mid-April.
Oh, that was just because I had a good internet day, Steve.
Yeah. Carmel, she said she'd fuck him every time they haven't had a Spectrum guy in the house for 10 full days. So it's only been twice full time.
Now I'm starting to wonder why there was such consistently bad internet and so many Spectrum guys here for so long. Somebody was cutting the wires, I think.
Yeah, probably. Or maybe those guys weren't real Spectrum guys. Who knows what's going on? Just had the outfit.
I have something kind of cool to share, if I may. I got a package in the mail the other day that was pretty incredible. As you guys know, my incredible disdain for Funko Pops. I think they're stupid. They don't look like people. They're a waste of space, right?
Sure.
So I got a letter in the mail with a package that said, "Hey, Ben, look at this beautiful handwriting. Hey, Ben, I wanted to thank you for keeping so many people, myself included, entertained during this global pandemic. Since you mentioned your hatred of Funko Pop toys, I thought I'd create one only a self-loathing person could hate. Enjoy, and thanks again for the daily respite your comedy brings. Take care, Brian Slivka." And check this out.
What?
Oh my God, Brian.
It's amazing.
I have my own Funko Pop. He's holding the one Gleib 2020 mug, if you can see that. It is absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
On the back, there's a Bowers and a Hofstetter Funko Pop design as well.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
It is
Very
I hate
totally
to-
incredible.
I hate to steal your thunder, Ben, but I also did get a Funko Pop of myself.
His hair's on the green screen, Steve, so that looks weird.
Oh, damn it. Okay.
He is bald. There you go.
Head off Joker. It's very weird.
This is weirder.
I'm a big
All right,
fan
there
of
we go.
Funko Pops now, by the way.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
no, I mean, Ben, the number one rule of life is you want Ben to like something, make it about Ben. That's very
No,
easy.
no. I don't like that running joke. That's not even funny. That's not even funny.
I also love the idea that you sending that to Ben, Brian, you sending that to Ben, suddenly Ben is going to start collecting Funko Pops now.
No. This one just happens to actually look like me and has a lot more detail than typical Funko Pops. I mean, look at the face and the hair. It's very detailed. The mug, it's very different, you know?
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. The
If you
craftsmanship
want-
is what you were down with. Okay, I get it.
Well, if you want to make Bowers like something, all you got to do is attach it to Steve's balls.
Ooh, okay.
I just want to point out the deafening silence on that one.
There was. Because sometimes the truth hurts, doesn't it?
Here's the thing. We have live audience members, all of which have various different things in their background that could have made noise. All three of the rest of us could have had things that made noise. There was nothing in that. Literally, that was the most silent the show's ever been. A moment of silence for Bowers on my balls. That's what just happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
Hey, why don't we talk
everybody-
about the overnight game before we start this one? We had a fun overnight game. It was superlatives, SC superlatives, so most likely tos. So Jeremy Day had at Bowers Comedy most likely to wear a jacket with flames on it, aka a blazer. Coming through with a pun, Punisher.
Nice.
Beryl had a good one. This was actually that's my favorite. I'm gonna come back to that one. Lola had most likely to be kidnapped by Savannah, Chris Bowers. She also had most likely to dive into a pool wearing AirPods, Ben Gleib. I like that one. Ron Gould had Steve Hofstetter most likely to be able to use his penis as shoelaces in a pinch, and it would pinch. But my favorite was Chris Bauer's most likely to own an architect drafting table with a mattress on it. Okay. That's a T-square joke. That's amazing. Steve, what's today's game?
Well, today's game, big news today. Congratulations to Kamala Harris, who will, in just a few years, become the first female president of the United States. Because Joe Biden is very, very old. He's very, very old, and so is Donald Trump. And so what we're doing, because two old people are vying to run the country, we are making a movie older. That's the game. We're making a movie older, so take the title of a movie and you make it a little older. So like The God Grandfather, or Citizen Wheelchair, or The Shawshank Retirement, anything like that.
Forrest Grump.
Yes. So
often, as we've always made clear, the audience at home makes these a lot funnier than we do in these little tease examples. We don't give away our good ones till the end. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I only do one, and that was it. So there we go.
I thought Citizen Wheelchair was pretty good, but anyway, the point is.
Oh no! By the way, I just got that, Steve, because it's cane and wheelchair. Yeah, my bad. I fucked that up. I didn't get it. I didn't get it.
Too many steps. One. Anyway, so if you want to
submit wheelchair, you don't take any steps. You don't take any steps in a wheelchair. What are you talking
about? Yeah. If you want to submit to the game, you can do so by commenting on any of our streams, any of the feeds. But if you want to submit to potentially win the prize, what you do is you submit your entry with a Venmo, PayPal, or Super Chat of at least $5. You'll be entered to win the prize, which is a ticket to the future front row of the show, a ticket to the Nowhere Comedy Club, and all of our hosts' albums. So cool. Do that, and we'll read them at the end of the show.
And then Ben, you're going to
have a lot of tips coming in already for the show. I just want to start us off.
Yeah, please.
Dana tipped the show $100 and said, "Aw, not that vintage lady." But for some reason now I'm humming all the vintage ladies. Is there a vintage lady with the Funko Pop?
Interesting question. I can put one in the box.
It actually is, but it's so small in comparison that you can't see it. That's it's a scale model.
I think we just had moment of silence number 2 in the history.
Wow.
This even involves Steve's balls, unfortunately.
Let me tell this then. Allison tipped the show $5 and said, "Back home after a week of work, this is my favorite new way to relax. Cheers."
Awesome. Thank you.
We had Andrew, $10. Bust out the fancy flamingos. Where are you guys hiding them?
That is a reference to Ask Us Anything, not Social Distancing Social Club. That's a different show.
He wanted it heard, so we're going to do it.
Hell yeah.
There we go.
And then a couple more. Landon, $5. "Hey, Steve, I was the crazy that invited you to Mississippi. Yeah, it's still a bad idea."
And also, don't touch the red haroset. It's extra spicy this year, Grandpa. I'm sorry, that was a reference from my family's Passover dinner, but I figured I would share it.
All right, and a couple more things. Army Acid tipped $5 and said, "Rachel's stunning, thank you." And then said, "Steve, are you still coming to Cleveland in October?"
Nope. October canceled. That's the way it's gonna happen. I'm canceled through November 1st now, and we'll see what happens with the November. Maybe there'll be a vaccine, or maybe it'll turn us all into zombies. We'll find out in about 6 weeks. It'll be cool.
Yeah, there's apparently a Russian vaccine. So
yeah, there's a Russian vaccine that they have not fully tested, and they're just giving to human beings. So we're gonna find out if Russia is gonna be super soldiers. So that's cool.
The way that I understand the Russian vaccine works, according to what they're saying on their official website, is that if you just don't vote in our election in November, you can't get coronavirus. I'll try it.
Yeah. By the way, Ben, I'm really sorry that you weren't. I know you were in the running, and Kamala ended up being the VP pick, but you were close. For the insiders, tell me you were close.
Yeah, I was hoping, and. Apparently, I'm going to have to be here still with SDSC and not co-running the country and attending state funerals. I'm sorry to say that, you guys, but I'm happy to be with all of you, so that's great news. There's always a positive, you know?
I'm pretty sure if you were the vice president, you could still do this show 4 days a week and no one would notice. I don't think anyone would care.
The show.
God damn, our ratings would have been good.
Sorry, 6 to 7:30 p.m. It's executive time. They're like, Mr. Vice President, there's an emergency, please. There's a bombing in a foreign country. I'm like, okay, I only have 14 game entries left. Give me a second. Stop doing a round robin.
Be like, hate to tell you, but there's a bombing on the internet as well.
I'm just trying to prove to Steve I take the show seriously.
If you became vice president and fucking showed up to a sound check there and not here, I would be so upset.
If I ever become vice president, I will never go to a sound check, okay?
Let's catch up and introduce the guest.
We have a very exciting celebrity guest today, by the way, too. We will tell you in a minute. Right now?
Well, Ben, you got the audience and the guest, so you can pick which order you want to introduce them in, whatever you want to do.
I'm going to introduce so we have a bigger crowd to welcome our guest here. Audience, video front row, lifeblood that makes this show possible. Please turn on your cameras. We have joining us today Zara Bending, Tam Brown, Frankie Angles Nataro, Brian Slivka wearing a wig of my Funko Pop. That is pretty incredible. I had to pose that Funko Pop for months. Marissa M. is with us. Hayden, graphics genius Lamaster. Courtney Smith from Melrose Place. Leedy is here. Art for my heroes. And August Gus Walsh is joining us as well. Great to have all of you here. Thank you for being with us. And I love Tam Brown's backdrop today. It says, if lies were bricks, Trump would have built that wall by now.
But it still would have fallen over in a light storm.
Yeah.
That's correct. I'm very excited to introduce this celebrity guest today. We don't often do celebrity guests. We only do them when we get somebody so great that the moment calls for it. And this person is not only a dear friend of mine, which I hope you don't hold against this fine. We fell in love with this person on RuPaul's Drag Race. And let me just get right to it. TV personality, female impersonator, choreographer, and cannabis activist. Please welcome Laganja Estranja, everybody.
All my sex deprived freaks, how are you? I definitely win having the most sex category, so sorry, Ben.
I am not surprised.
If you had sex twice, you'd beat Ben. So I mean, I'm not sure that Ben's going to argue.
Oh well, damn. Then I'm definitely beating him, honey. These legs go overhead like a pretzel.
I was trying to figure out, by the way, when Ben told me that you guys were really close friends, I was trying to figure out, I was like, I wonder how they know each other.
Here
and then
we go.
he was like cannabis activist. I'm like, that's how, right there.
Because does Ben love more than himself? Wee!
If you guys knew how little when I get high at night I do not love myself, you'd understand. It gets very... What's
You're
that?
not masturbating?
No, I'm doing some of that.
Okay. Well, that's loving yourself these days.
It's
not
loving
the way
yourself, but when
not the way
you're
Ben does it. Not the way Ben does it. It's not loving himself.
Brian.
He's sitting there with a paddle. It's terrible.
Yeah, Ben looks down. Ben looks down and just goes, "You hear that, Ben?"
Y'all are some self-hating, deprecating bitches, so I feel right at home. Thanks for being here.
Masturbating's not quite as much fun when you have to sneak off in the middle of the night and do it quietly in the other room so your partner doesn't hear. That takes some of the zest out of it, you know?
Yeah, usually I like to get my partners to watch, so.
I understand.
By the way, loved the plural on that one.
Yes. I sometimes get my partners to watch and it looks a little like this. It's kind of a weird day. Ooh. Weird.
Very nice. We also have two great comics today. We have two great comics to introduce right now, then we'll get rolling. We have Ryan Niemiller back. Not Ryan. How you doing, buddy?
I'm good. What's up, everybody? Good.
I'm glad
you all are. I'm glad you all are having some sex because of America's Got Talent. I'm legally not allowed to for the next 5 years. So it's a family show, so they don't let me get out there. It'll ruin the allure.
And we also have Sarah Halstead's here. Sarah, how are you?
Woo!
Sarah, woo! Another dear friend. My goodness.
Hey. Hey. I'm here. I'm well. Great to be here. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely excellent framing where you're kind of in the bottom left and there's just like a painting basically as a comic on the show. I love that.
It was either that or the painting of the clowns, which really seems to freak everyone out. So I decided with a more subdued painting.
People do clown painting in the walls. You realize that's optional. You don't have to.
Instead I'm the clown. I'm going to be the clown today.
Yeah, the problem is the clown painting actually came with the place, so it's a support clown painting. You can't move it.
It's a load bearing clown. I get
Yeah. By the way, something that that back to Ryan's joke for a second. One of my favorite things is watching my friends' feeds who have been on America's Got Talent. And on everything you post, someone will comment, well, I loved you on the show, but this is filthy. And it's like the joke wasn't dirty at all. It just wasn't like NBC primetime censored. And it doesn't seem like anyone who's ever watched that show understands that like you guys are people.
Yeah. It's like they always get mad at me. Like, you changed. It's like, bitch, I did comedy for 12 years. I changed to try to win $1 million. That's why I changed. He didn't. So now I'm going back.
Similar makes me wonder for Laganja, being on RuPaul's Drag Race, how much did you have to change your essence? I know smoking weed was something I think they were trying to squelch. Is that right?
Yeah, they definitely did not want me to bring up the cannabis advocacy or really even wear the marijuana print at all on camera. So I am definitely used to people not understanding who I am by watching a TV show. But I think the great thing about today is there's social media, and that's why Mama is a maven over there, and I've shared my story that way.
Were you able to sneak any weed in or smoke any weed or get in some hidden messages? How did that work?
No, they literally searched my bag with a detector and everything. I had to open every compartment. And just a crazy fact, they actually did not do this to the other cast members. So I was definitely targeted for my cannabis. I made it very clear when I, was brought on to the show that I needed this medicine, that I had my, at the time, Proposition 215 allowed us to have our licenses in cannabis to medicate this way. So I had that, I sent the doctor's note and everything, but unfortunately due to their regulations, they did not allow me to.
So weird. So are you telling me RuPaul doesn't get high? The fuck is that?
What?
Well, I think RuPaul used to get high, but I think unfortunately it led to, extracurricular drug uses. And so I think he used cannabis, and I don't know, I'm just speaking from what I think. I think his personal view is that, cannabis is a gateway drug, which, it is. So cheers.
It is. Yeah.
I actually got real lucky. No one had ever, watched me on TV and expected me to be any different than I am because no one watched my show. So, that's the benefit.
I don't know how people don't think weed is a gateway drug. I love weed, and I think all things in life are gateways to other things, but no one's jumping, straight to heroin. First you're like, oh, pot. Then you're like, drugs aren't as bad as people said. The main message should be just calling it not a drug. That would make it not the gateway.
I agree.
Ben, on April 21st, I mainlined heroin. Did you not? You guys started something severe with me. You have no idea.
No, I've said that for a long time. The reason it's a gateway is because we lie to kids and tell them that it's going to kill them, and then they do it and it doesn't kill them. Like, well, maybe they're lying about meth. No, we weren't lying about meth. That'll kill you. But once you lie about Santa Claus and weed, they don't trust you anymore.
Period.
Do you know my old bit about that? I had a bit about that, about the idea that I did a show for High Times, and so Laganja, I at the time had never smoked. I've only smoked once. It was on this show for charity. So
your heart.
I know, it's adorable. And so at the time I'd never smoked, but I did a show for High Times, and the joke that I opened with was I was afraid to do the show because everything they ever taught me was that there's a gateway drug, and I'm worried if I start doing pot jokes, pretty soon I'll do heroin jokes. and then cocaine jokes, and then I'll end up in an alley sucking dick for punchlines, and like that's terrifying.
It's like a good Saturday to me, Gorge.
I can tell, Steve, you don't do drugs because you got the order completely fucked up.
Yeah.
Who
All I know is
jumps
the
straight to
education
heroin?
from Dare. That's all I know.
I have an old joke too that's a little bit similar to what Bowers is saying about how it's just so stupid. We expect kids to trust their parents, and then their parents literally lie to them about everything for no reason. You don't have to tell your kids Santa Claus is real. There's plenty of magical, weird stuff in the world. You don't have to say there's a dude that comes down your chimney and then just hide and hope he doesn't see your dad putting it inside your mom.
I mean, I've said this for a long time. I learned that there was no Santa and that Darth Vader was Luke's dad on the same moment of my childhood, and it fucking crushed me. Because I had a neighbor kid down the street that was like, you know, Santa's your dad. I'm like, fuck you, man. He's like, oh, and Darth Vader is Luke's dad. I'm like, okay, whatever. And then I went to the movie with my dad, and when he was like, I'm your father, I was like, holy shit! And that means there's no Santa. I knew what to say. It was fucking crazy.
The only thing keeping Bowers going these days is that he still believes in the Easter Bunny.
The thing that brings me candy, bro. I'm gonna believe in it until it stops giving me candy.
They actually tried to put Santa in the prequel originally.
Oh, that's creepy. Oh, that's creepy.
Wait, why has it got 4 eyes?
I
That's
am
weird.
not high enough for whatever we're watching. What?
No one is ever.
Yeah. Laganja, welcome to the show.
Oh yeah, no, I knew exactly what I was getting into, which is why I did not prepare much.
We've got a couple comments for Laganja. So
right,
we had
let's go.
Zara dress up and said, sending you love from your fans down under, particularly with your shows in the dark. Laganja, your Hey Queen interview is my favorite. Keep shining gorgeous.
Oh, so sweet. Thank you guys for tuning in. It's so nice to see you. That was an audience member we just saw in the glitter.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's-
Yes,
this is our-
Mama,
this is-
Wow.
working
Queen,
it.
love you.
Who are you wearing today?
Fuck if I know. It's 8 o'clock in the morning in Australia. I'm done.
Oh my God, if you are this glamorous at 8 a.m., well then you better tell people you woke up like this, honey. Love that the boobies are on display. See, I'm getting flat-chested and you're giving all of the rest. That's perfect.
Often,
Some of mine.
I can have some of yours? Oh, good. I'm actually terrified of breasts in real life, but thank you for the offer.
often when people ask Zara what she's wearing, the answer is whatever was in Rachel's hamper. But
We also had Andrew Lay tip the show $5 and said, so fierce, Laganja. Let those 710 terps fly, dear.
I love it. Yes, I'm all about the terps. You know, everyone wants to categorize cannabis by sativa or indica, but what we're really finding out through a lot of research, thanks to the more funding that we have developed over the years, is that it's actually the terpenes in the plants that are helping us with our different ailments. So for me, if you're wondering, I'm smoking on limonene, which is a great terpene for antidepressant, and I go right to the dabs, mama, not to show off, but
damn.
yeah, we're slab life over here, honey.
Laganja, what kind of strain would you recommend for being quarantined by yourself for 5 months?
Well, we're gonna really break that down, babe. The real issue here, are we talking about loneliness? Are we talking about boredom? What are you looking to cure?
Just the punchline. That was it.
Oh, well, I can't help with that, babe. That you're on. You're on your own. You're on your own, but I'm gorgeous, so you're lucky.
So, like, Laganja is also my dear friend Jay, and I'm curious, at what point, like, when did the evolution of your career happen? When did you decide you wanted to be a drag artist? How did you make that life choice? Because I've thought about it, just never gone full force, you know?
Yeah, I can see that for you, Bendrilla. I can see it. Yeah. For me, you know, I would say that drag chose me. I did not choose this as my art form. I went to school to be a choreographer, and that is still my ultimate goal in life. But I'm the type of person that, you know, when I find something good that's working, I roll with it. I go with the wind, as they say. So once I found drag, honey, I was gone with the wind fabulous. And, you know, I really developed all the skills needed. So for instance, I didn't know how to do makeup or hair, any of that sort of thing. I'd never done meet and greets, like all of these things I've learned as a drag queen, because I was really just in the dance studio or in the theater. But what was the point of the question?
Just your life story. How do you chose that? Why you chose it? Do you love it? Is it a pain in the ass?
I do. You know, I'm so grateful that this is my art form now. I feel like it is the culmination of all the arts. Specifically in quarantine, though, I've really been able to kind of like tap into the original reason I started all of this, which was not to just be fabulous, but to really, you know, provoke change and to provide a message. And so I've started a new weekly series with our dear friend, Robert Heyman, who, you know, has already texted me and said, if you don't mention me and say hello, I'll kick your butt. So he says hello and he loves you. But through our new series on YouTube, which comes on every Monday at 4:20 p.m., we do these awesome photo shoots, and you see the behind the scenes, and you know they relate to different things. We did one for BLM at the very beginning, which kind of jump started the series, and now we're doing all kinds of different topics. So definitely check that out. I wanted to plug that in there real quick, because I'm very proud of that.
I want to second it. I've only seen episode 1 so far, but it's incredible. I mean, you see the behind the scenes of these high art fashion shoots, and Robert is a mad genius with the way he orchestrates these insane. He makes you do things for a camera that you never thought you'd do. He's had me do things that I won't show most people.
Wow!
Incredible.
Wow! Well,
By the way, Ben,
I don't mind being naked and provocative, so we show it all on the YouTube. That's right. It's 18 and up, so you do have to log in because you will be seeing my puss in full action. I know some of you might be scared, but trust and believe most are intrigued. So go and check that out for sure.
I am glad I just saw episode 1. My God. Okay.
Laganja, I have a similar thing. I feel like I didn't choose Coors Light. Coors Light just chose me. But I'd like to get to a comic. Can we get to a comic? Are we ready for that?
Let's get to a comic.
Let's bring up our first comic. He referenced it already. You've seen him on AGT, where he came in 3rd last year. Give it up for Ryan Niemiller, everybody. Woo!
Hey, coming on 3rd in the show was great, but I think my 3rd appearance here is probably the bigger milestone of my career. If I had to guess, like this is probably top. This is cool, everybody. Thank you so much. I just moved to California a little bit ago. I think I mentioned that last time I was here. I've been settled into California for a couple months. During quarantine, decided to move in with my girlfriend, which was an idea that we had. That was something we decided. And like, I love my girlfriend very much. Like, she's the best. She's my dream woman next to Miss Pac-Man. But I'll get to that. But she's my dream woman. But like, you have to understand like why this has been so stressful. Because I was living in Indiana and on the road all the time. So we went from living 2,000 miles away, and when we saw each other, it was like a vacation, to now we're stuck inside 24/7 together. And now I pee with the door closed. That's a thing that we decided. We got together as a group and decided that I pee with the door closed now. So that's what I got done in 2020. It's 2019, 3rd place America's Got Talent. 2020, door closed when I piss. That's my career trajectory. I mentioned Miss Pac-Man. I've been playing a lot of video games. That's kind of what I've been doing with my quarantine. Some of you are like, how? And go fuck yourself. That's not very nice. That's really mean. Like, how do you push all those buttons? I get an erection and I push the Z trigger at the bottom. That's no one wants to play games at my house. I call over a hooker to help. What do you want to do tonight, big boy? Like, we're beating Halo. Let's do this. It's my hour. No, you can't drive the Warthog. What's the matter with you? I've loved video games. I used to love them a lot more until I kept adding buttons to the controllers. That's kind of when it changed. Because I started with Atari when it was a stick. Like, I could do the stick. Like that's where my love for Miss Pac-Man came in. She was the best, because she's just my dream woman. She has that pretty little bow, looking sexy. She's a cheap date. You just got to feed her dots and fruit. She occasionally eats your keys, but that's all right because she took care of my apartment's ghost problem. It's a small price to pay. It's haunted in here. One thing I have missed about being on the road is my interactions with stupid people. I've had so many, because when you have a disability, like, I don't know what it is. Like, there's just a target on your back. Like, maybe someone can tell me, Like when people see me in public, is it like seeing a unicorn for the first time? Like I walk by and they're like, oh shit, this will never happen again. Here's everything dumb I've ever thought of. Quick, before he gets to the woods. I'm going to tell my favorite story. So this is probably the stupidest person I have ever encountered on the road. And I'm going to warn you guys ahead of time. This is a weird joke. But this is my Make-A-Wish, so you're going to have to deal with it. All right. This is what I wanted. So this is the stupidest person I've ever dealt with. About 3 years ago, I was down in Pensacola, Florida, doing some shows. And one night after one of my shows, I stopped to get dinner at a gas station because I was killing it even back then. So it was pretty late at night. There's no one else in this gas station except for me and the woman who's working there. So I go and get my 2 for $2 hot dogs or whatever health kick I was on at the time. Kind of a health nut, as you can see. So I pay for my stuff. I go out to the car and I'm kind of like, I'm sitting there and kind of going over my spread, going over my treats, getting everything together. The woman who had just been helping me, she comes outside to smoke a cigarette because if you're going to smoke, you want to get as close to the gas pumps as possible. Insider info. She sees that my window's down and she decides she wants to have a little chat because she had some questions that came to her mind when we were in the store, but now she's allowed to ask them because she's on her break. So she looks over at me and she's like, hey! It's Florida. They're very loud down there. Hey! I'm like, yeah? And she goes, do you have kids? I'm like, well, that's a weird thing just to ask a stranger out of nowhere. No, I don't have any kids. Why do you want to know if I have kids? And friends, this is what she said. Well, our general manager, he has lobster hands. And his kids have lobster hands. So I wanted to know if your kids had lobster hands. Guys, this is a real human being that exists on this planet. Ironically, she worked at a Tom Thumb. That's not the point. That was funny later. At the time I was mad though, because like you don't say like I don't care how much someone's clacking around your store. Like did I go in there and get a bucket of plankton to eat? No, I didn't. But I could see how that would be confusing. So I was furious. I was mad about it, but then I thought about it. We've all been there. We've all been walking down the street, and you see somebody in the distance, and you're like, "Ow! I can't tell if that's a human." Or a lobster wearing a hat. So what I've done to help everybody out is I come up with a few ways that you can tell if someone's a human or a lobster. If they have a hard exoskeleton, it's a lobster. If they're often found in a bisque, you got a lobster, my friends. If they're deathly afraid of rubber bands, lobster. If they scream when they're slowly lowered into boiling water, undecided, actually. We have to do more tests on that one. Ryan Niemiller, that's all for you guys. Thank you guys so much.
Ryan Niemiller, yes.
Niemiller, one of my favorite comedians. Also, please check out his new special, "You Might Be a Lobster," coming out this fall. No, if you want to tip, please do that. Top right of the screen is our Venmo. You can PayPal at sdscshow.com, and of course, you can super chat. Ryan, I think you lost Bowers on the Miss Pac-Man stuff because she eats fruit. And so that's probably a game he's never played.
Yeah, Bowers is like, she is kind of out. Fruit, I'm out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Steve particularly related to your performance because if he goes outside for 5 minutes, he actually looks like a lobster.
Yeah, I get mistaken for one all the time.
Oh, I 100% empathize. It is, why did we move to California, Steve? This was probably the worst idea. No clouds.
Because you lived in Indiana before?
That is true. That is true.
You're like, I would rather burn alive than live in Indiana one more moment.
One of my favorite moments on stage. I was performing with Ryan once, and he did a joke about being a ginger. And I'm like, "Well, you're a ginger?" And he goes, "Yeah." I go, "This is the first time I ever felt sorry for you."
Damn it. Well, he's also a Cubs fan, so.
Yeah, exactly. So nothing affects me. Nothing hurts me whatsoever. I could bomb, and I'm bound to have another good set in the next 100 years. So I feel pretty good about my life, really.
All right, let's get to some tips for Ryan.
Let's get to some tips.
Yep.
So we had Andrew tip $10 and said, "I see cripple threat. I give him my tip to hold. Much love to you, man. My girlfriend loves your beard over my peach fuzz, by the way."
She was telling me the same thing, so I'm glad that, as well.
We had Tam $5 and said, "Ryan, I appreciate the lobster human differentiation tips. Totally digging the Super Mario periodic table shirt."
Thank you. This is the best $5 I spent. I bought this in Boston when we used to get to go to places. That was a nice thing. People are like, "Did you go see Fenway?" I'm like, "No, but I bought this shirt at a Hot Topic." So I think I got the full Boston experience.
We had Jess tip $20 and said, "I might not be eating lobster for a little while."
Ooh, burn! Right.
I am delicious in butter, though. I have to be careful when I eat. Like I'm doing. What if that's how it happens? Like, what if that's the story? I was like, I'm delicious.
Yeah, I was about to say, you don't have enough leeway to be delicious, man. Calm down.
I have to be fed now, or I just.
We had Ryan tip £5, or I'm sorry, Matt Burnett tip £5 for Ryan. The stinger of screams when lowered into boiling water had me in fits.
Also, can I just say this is the one show I have not eaten on, and suddenly Ryan's making me very hungry.
And somehow Ben also has a Ziploc bag full of lobster in his office somehow.
He is the Hollywood elite. He just has a lobster ready to go at all times.
I might.
And you're really disappointed you couldn't find your lobster bag.
Yeah,
man.
he's
That was-
Biscuit
I'm right
back,
here.
baby.
That means it's loose. Be careful. It's just running around. It's out for blood.
Well, I like to recreate scenes from Annie Hall on the weekend, so, you know. I did find these. I did just find my brand new Trump flip-flops I'm pretty excited about. Isn't that awesome?
Oh.
And then when you walk with them in the sand, it just leaves "fuck Trump" prints all over the beach.
Nice.
All right.
How come there's only one
Sponge's
set of
face.
footprints in the sand?
Trump can't carry anybody. Come on.
Yeah.
Is that from
Just
the
says
Stormy
fuck,
Daniels line?
fuck over and over again. You
Gone
read that,
to space
Carmel?
When I showed the first flip-flop was like, the fuck are you talking about?
Okay, we've got a lot of tips and generals to get through. So, Army Acid, $5 for Ryan. If you had Trump's manager, you would have won AGT.
The way that I'm going to say it, I'm just going to declare that I did win. And that means it's true, according to that's the Trump method. Just like I did win America's Got Talent. So I am the champion of season 14.
He actually would have won, but while he was competing, I was his press secretary.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. There was a lot of voter fraud. That's why I didn't win the popular votes. That's what it was.
Yeah, he actually got taken off the ballot in Illinois.
Yeah.
Matthew Plummer tipped $5 and said, "Ryan, I worked as a lobster man for a season. I never saw one wearing a hat."
I like this thought of working as a lobster man. I pictured you just in a suit, just running around. Like, that's just what he does. He's like, yeah, we just give him money. He's just a giant lobster down in Times Square. We just pay him.
Hello, my baby. Hello, my darling. Hello, my lobster time.
By the way, Lobster Man, definitely one of the more unsung superheroes.
Yeah.
So it's that Sandler character, isn't it? Lobster Man, like the Opera Man. No, fuck, stop it.
Well, now all
Rachel.
three of us have bombed. Rachel, you're next.
Not tonight, guys. Dana tipped the show $25 and said, Ryan, of course it happened in Florida. And then she sent $5 more and said, I love the flip-flops.
Nice.
Also, by the way, Ryan, if you had just said I was at a gas station in Florida, you wouldn't have even had to tell us the rest of the story.
Yeah, the rest is done. That's an overachiever. That's what
You tell us that, and immediately we're just like, did a clerk ask you if you were a lobster?
Yeah.
Like that's.
It's actually on the license plate. It just says, "Are you?"
And then Courtney Smith, $15 for Ryan. Brilliant set. Fear of rubber bands killed me.
Can I just be honest? The water in this tub is getting a little hot, you guys. It's getting a little bit hot, and I wish somebody would cool it down. Is it possible? Can somebody possibly cool down? A little warm.
I really enjoyed how long it took to spotlight you just then, because that made it.
I did not know what you were talking about.
Yep, that was my fault. My camera was off. Sometimes when you find a lobster filter, you have to do it with your camera off so you don't freak everybody out too early. And my
Also
God,
snowing? Is it also snowing on the lobster? What's
yeah,
going on
that's
with
the only
that?
way to cool down the water powers. Any other dumb questions?
Yeah. So you know, Ben, I find this slightly offensive. To my people, this is like blackface. So just know that
We're in lobster face.
we're in lobster face right now. That's not
Oh,
cool.
sorry.
Yeah, that's
Sorry. Never do that again. Is it easier if I do a crude representation? How's that? Is this better for you? If
I like that. That's like a PlayStation 1 lobster. That's
Yeah,
what I like. That's what I'm digging right there.
That looks like if the lobster was Pinhead. Like what is?
It is.
All right, Zara tipped $5 and said, funny as ever, Ryan, more lobster facts.
Thank you.
Lobsters urinate from nozzles under their eyes. They don't make sounds, and their relationships last for around 2 weeks. Best of luck to you and your lady.
Yeah.
But they urinate from under their eyes with the door closed. That's
With the door closed. The respectful lovers. That's all there is.
Peter
Why
Amsel.
do you think I was in a bathtub earlier?
Peter Amsel, 10 Canadian. Great set. I haven't eaten lobster since I cleaned kitchens as a summer job in the first year of uni. Their exoskeletons stuffed in the gutters looked like giant spiders. Hideous crap.
Well, now no one's gonna eat lobster.
Yeah.
And then we had a couple generals come in. So a Wingo Boingo, long last name, tipped the show $3 and said, I love the golden goo, Laganja.
The golden goo. Oh, that's the stuff I just smoked. Yeah.
Be like, that could be so many things. The golden
my
goo
golden
could mean
ticket,
so
yeah.
many things.
Ganj, being a cannabis activist, what percent of the time do you think you are high? Just on account of the activism.
Right, on account of my job. Yeah, I take my job very seriously. So I would say I am stoned 90% of the time.
No, wow, really?
Yeah, of course.
Incredible.
Thank you for your sacrifice. Thank you for your
Yes.
service.
You know,
That's
I'm
very-
just doing what I can to help people have access to the green. That's it.
I love that. I love that. And on an unrelated note, I just wanted to say I'm also very happy if people eat more lobster, to be honest with you. I should eat lobster. Focus on lobster.
These filters are truly, they're terrifying. You know? I got to smoke for that one. Cheers, Corey.
Please.
As I said earlier, Ganja, welcome to the show. That's...
So can you spotlight me? Can we clock how the nails match the bong? How?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Pretty impressive.
Yeah, that's why I can smoke cannabis so much, because I do it in style.
Love that. But have you ever gotten high with Taylor Swift before? Hmm?
No, in fact, several of the drag queens from RuPaul's Drag Race have actually worked with her, and one of my friends who is totally obnoxious and wonderful, tried to ask Taylor about sex and was totally cut off. Taylor moved, didn't even answer the question. So if I ever get the opportunity to meet her, I will definitely not play up that side of my job.
I understand. I mean, I'll just tell you right now, anal's my fave, and
Oh my God.
That's supposed to be Taylor Swift?
Oh, no, no,
What's that?
no.
Is that supposed to be Taylor Swift?
I mean, supposed to be or is, and everyone knows it.
Why does she have a hairy forehead? What's going on?
Those are bangs. She just had a tough breakup.
Those are bangs.
I see the eyes now.
This inspired my third album.
Okay, all right. Well, good for you, Miss Taylor. I'm nervous, but
Yeah,
good.
Ganja, don't you remember Taylor Swift's third album? It was called.
That must have been the one where she blacked out all her social media, yeah?
Yeah.
I remember that era.
All right, a few more
Right.
things. So we had Allison tip the show and said, Laganja, yes, slabs for life. Just getting into Delta 8. It's amazing to watch weed evolve. Hashtag Terp Troops.
Yes, Delta 8. Yes, slapping on the thighs.
What is that? What is Delta 8?
I was fucking hoping one of y'all freaks wasn't gonna ask me that. You know, Delta 8, it works with the terps. That's why she brought it up. It's, you know, something we've discovered in cannabis that's really good for you. And they've, what's it called when they take it away from other particles? They've not segregated it, but they've isolated it. They've isolated the Delta 8 now. So it's good, but I don't specifically know, I'll be honest. I like THC, mama. I don't want to isolate nothing. Get me high. Yeah.
Agreed. I think everybody in the show, especially Steve Hofstetter, agrees with that general premise.
Oh yeah. You know, when you said Delta 8, I mean, at first I thought it, you know, might have been the name of like a Girl Scout troop, but you know, turns out it's a thing in weed. So.
Correct. I thought originally that it was one of Chuck Norris's far too many sequels, but no. Bronson, Chuck Bronson.
A fun fact, I was actually in a movie with Chuck Norris.
Really? What movie?
Yes, as a very young kid, it was called Bells of Innocence. No one has ever seen it. It was a Christian movie, and I played the devil. I slit a priest's throat.
Damn.
So
Gotta be.
I think my parents knew at an early age I was destined for great things.
How has no one seen that? That sounds like the greatest movie I've ever heard of.
It's honestly
I have to look it
hysterical,
up.
and if you like bad CGI, oh, you'll love it.
And Laganja, I thought it was some of your best work you've ever done.
Ben, you're scaring me more than usual.
All right, Rachel, let's catch this up so we can get to
All
our
right.
second comic. We gotta get there.
Army Acid, $5. I lost my lobster. Can Steve and Brett Drucker chase it down?
Brett Druck, why? All right.
Let's just keep going.
That is a very, very esoteric reference to a video where we chased a dog. But yeah,
I'm glad somebody knows.
I
Renee-
was in the video and it took me a while.
I mean, just stop being so esoteric, Steve, if at all possible. Try to focus on what's going on now in this reality.
Renee Hutchison tipped the show and said, Funko Pop question. Does the Gleib one come with interchangeable heads? Sounds expensive if you also have to buy the Christopher Walken, the Antonio Banderas, the baby.
You'd have to ask that to Brian Slivka, to be honest with you. I really don't know. But I do think we may have to resize it. You don't know the answer to that?
No.
Fair
No.
enough. We may have to resize it because on the apparently the way these people see me, it needs to be looking more like this. I don't know.
God.
A couple more things, guys. Matthew Plummer, $5. Steve, just doing my part to keep you from sucking dick for punchlines.
Thank you.
Okay.
Hope
now
no
he
one
just does it
joined
for
the
love of
show
the game.
late.
Yeah, right. After Steve smokes marijuana, then does heroin, then does cocaine, then does clove cigarettes in the order in which you do drugs.
And he huffs paint, and he has coffee. He has too much coffee.
Yeah, and then I might be drinking Zima. It's gonna be crazy.
Yes, Steve's drug abuse is a bell curve. It just gets high, and then at the end, it's very...
And then Matt Johnson tipped Ryan $5 and said, reparations for Ryan's lobster face trauma.
Thank you. I'll get through somehow. It's going to be a long road to recovery. Ben and I are going to go to couples counseling. It'll be...
All right, let's go.
All right, are we ready? Coming next, first timer. We're excited. She had a special come out on Amazon the day the pandemic started. So hey, she's lucky. It's called RVs and Cats. Get it for Sarah Halstead, everybody. Woo!
All right. Yes. My special came out day one of the pandemic. Nothing like getting people to watch your special after they've already seen Tiger King 15 times. It's so hard to go. Okay, I just want to say, Laganja, your audience members are so beautiful. I'm so envious. My fans are a compilation of the KKK and the Taliban. Nothing in between. And the Taliban, the reason they're not on is because the Taliban, they're sleeping. It's 3 a.m. over there, and the KKK, they're busy running the country. So I don't have anyone do it. I might have a couple. I might have a it's so hard to go after Ryan, by the way. This is the second time I had to go after Ryan in a lineup, and every time I just want to say, oh yeah, well, I have no legs.
Well, at least this way you can prove it.
No tips for me. No tips for me. 2 years ago, that would have been a very acceptable joke, but it's a different time. I don't want to do COVID jokes because you told me not to. But no, and COVID is not a laughing matter, except for the next 5 minutes. I'm just going to make it a blast. I don't know, it's like, I was just recently tested for COVID. It came back negative, and it was just so great to be tested. Unlike the material that I'm about to do, I have no idea. No one has heard these jokes except the two doves on my balcony, which I've named Elon and Grimes. That's where I am right now. Life. That's my world. And I was like, well, I could just do old material. I could just do my old stuff and you would never know, right? How would you know? But I would know. And they say integrity is what you do when no one is watching. And I know I have integrity when no one is watching because I use bathroom spray and I live alone. That's when I really knew. That is when I really knew. I can't believe that we're like more than halfway into the year. And, it's August. And I was like, I mean, how is everyone's New Year's resolution shaping up? Did you get to the gym more? Did you take that dream cruise to Italy? Did you break up with that abusive partner and finally get a place of your own? That's dark. That's dark. With the gym closed, I'm a little bit, I'm worried about my weight. I'm just trying to lose the baby weight, which is every pound I've put on since I'm a baby. I struggle. I do. People think that there's no struggle for the blonde white woman in America, that I've just been living life playing my entitlement card. But the thing is, I had no idea I had an entitlement card. I never used it. And now I'm told it's too late to use, just like the Pier 1 gift card that's been in my wallet for the past 3 years. Too late to use. I'm told it's too late to use. I keep hearing about all the great art that's going to come out of this quarantine, right? You have so much material. It's like, no great art is going to come from me. Okay. I've been too busy catching up on my Laverne and Shirley reruns and talking to the doves, Elon and Grimes. I tell you about them. I'm like Carrot Top. I have props, right? See this beautiful ukulele. My boyfriend gave me this ukulele 2 years ago. I haven't learned to play it. You would think now would be the perfect time, right? No. And then I had this epiphany, like, oh my God, what if this whole thing were happening, COVID, the pandemic, just so I could become the best ukulele player in the world? And then I'm like, I'm still not gonna learn to play it, but still, I'm just saying, what if? And I've been reading a lot. And I'm trying to read smart books to educate myself. And I just finished Malala. She is the political activist from Pakistan that was shot in the head for advocating education for young girls. And I breezed through it, right? I got through it in an hour. And then I noticed that it was the children's edition. And so that's, and I have it right here. here on Carrot Top. I'm not Young Readers Edition. I just finished it. I was through it in an hour. I was feeling so good until I noticed that. As so I've been spending a lot of time on the internet, and I'm kind of like really obsessed with this naked protester that they've nicknamed Naked Athena. Do you know her in Portland? She's naked and she's wearing a beanie cap, and she just like gets in front of the police force. So there's this really famous photo of her that's gone viral. She's on the ground, completely nude, in front of the police force with her legs spread. And so I'm trying to find a photo of her from the front, but all that comes up are images of George W. Bush. All the Bushes. Laura, Barbara, the twins. A new joke. Bush, okay, I don't know. That's it's I don't even, did I get the light? I don't know. Did I get the light? Is it, I can't see it.
Yeah,
but in
it's been 1 minute.
Oh, okay. 1 minute left?
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
Right. So it's been hot, right? It's really hot. We had a hot summer in LA. It's always hot. And I live in the valley, which means it's 10 degrees warmer versus people with money. I have a big furry cat, and it's 90 degrees in my apartment right now, but I put him in the freezer. So he should be nice and thawed by the time my minute is up. Really feel for the homeless people when it gets this hot. And I handed a homeless person a cold bottle of water. And right as he was about to take it, I realized I needed it for me. But I told him, we had a great conversation. I told him I'm a comic and I'm on my way to a Zoom show. The light turned green. I went to give him cash. He said, no, you need that more than me. And then he said, I'll see you under the bridge in like a month. It was, I really wish that that the year, I had big goals this year. I really wanted to get new representation because I just found out that my talent agent has been a real estate agent on the side this whole time. And that can't be good, right? That can't be good. And this, I guess this explains why he had pitched me as lovingly maintained with good bones and curb appeal. It's all coming together now. But I think in closing, we should all bow our heads in a moment of silence, all of us. If you could all just, Ben, Chris, Ryan, Laganja, let's all close our heads, bow our heads and close our eyes for the nice, non-racist white Karens living in this world, because they're there. Imagine if your name's Karen and you're nice and you're non-racist. They didn't harm anybody. It sucks to be named Karen right now. So let's just do that for the next 20 seconds until my time is up. That's just I'm Sarah J. Thanks.
Sarah J. Halstead, everybody. Sarah J. Halstead. Nice. Tip jar is open. You can tip top right of the screen. Is our Venmo. You can PayPal at sdscshow.com, and of course you can super chat. My New Year's resolutions are actually doing fine. My New Year's resolutions were to cook more and to cover half my face. So it's working out.
My New Year's resolution was to start a global pandemic so I could start a streaming show with two people that were too busy to work with me before. So it's going great.
That's why we refer to Bowers as Wuhan, China Batman.
Also, Sarah, a prop comedy is now a Ben Gleib comedy, not Carrot Top. So you're fine. You don't Carrot Top. Ben does the prop now. So
I thought Ben Gleib's comedy was the filter comedy.
I got a lot of different things I apparently am known for now. Being very into myself, props, filters. That's it. Those three, I guess.
I mean, it's all on the Funko Pop. Read the back of the box.
Oh, right.
I have to laugh at the KKK crack.
Thank you, Jessica. Rachel, we got any tips coming in?
We do. So Matt Burnett tipped £5 and said, Sarah, I love Dove. I love Dove, Elon, and Grimes. I bet Dove, Elon doesn't crap on people as often.
Yeah.
It's true.
Rachel,
It's
remember
true.
she said she had a
Yes,
dove
Les.
named Elon and Grimes like a
I
minute ago?
didn't.
Okay. We're all,
What's a dove Elon? What's a dove Elon? I've never heard of that.
Seeing it written
Two
out is much
doves.
more confusing.
Is that the name of his next kid?
I don't know. Hearing you read it was pretty fucking confusing for a second, too.
Maybe it's your brain just reads things confusingly, not just that it's written. That's just how your brain works.
I mean, I don't think that's incorrect. Given my history on the show. All right.
102 is the new 51.
Just for us, though. Everybody else is killing it. We're having a fun, that's a great
totally.
show. Just
Yeah.
the three of us are eating a dick. I don't know what's going on.
I don't know. I have that effect on people.
All right. Matthew
Maybe that's
Plummer.
how we became friends. I can't remember.
Hear that, Carmel?
Let's actually keep that one quiet from Carmel, okay?
Absolutely. Just between you and I and all the Zoomers.
All right. Matthew Plummer tipped $5 and said, "Sarah, get the cat out of the freezer."
Like, sit there. Trust me.
Is there a cat in your freezer for real, Sarah?
Benny, yeah, he's right here. He's
Okay.
right. I don't know if you see. He's
Thank God.
he's the reason I live alone. My boyfriend's on. Jeff, what you want to tell him about my cat?
Her
Oh,
cat
his
won't
mic.
kill me.
That's why we live in two different places.
Cat's trying to kill you, Jeff?
Yeah.
He's an assassin. That's
I
what
have
Jeff
scars.
says.
The cat wants me dead.
So he would love if I had Benny in the freezer and forgot about it.
He's like,
It's
oh,
so
it'll be
weird
funny.
for
Just put
your
it in there.
anniversary-
It'll be funny. It'll be funny. Then he makes you smoke a bunch of weed and you forget. I like it.
For your anniversary, he just keeps buying you freezers.
Exactly. Kind big enough for a body.
Yeah. One of those dog ramps, but it goes all the way to the freezer, so you just get it whenever you want.
Yeah, this shit is not funny, you guys. Not funny at all.
Oh, I
Rachel,
love
what else
it.
we got?
You still look like Taylor from Cats.
So we also have Tam $5 and said, "Sarah's so funny. I hope we see you back again soon."
Thanks, Tam.
Zara $5. Sarah, always a fan of anyone who supports. Sorry, Rachel. Malala Yousafzai.
Lala.
Oh my God, it's Malala Yousafzai. Holy shit.
Wow. Nice.
Just said Malala.
Impressive.
La, la, la.
Ma la 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 la
Danny, Alabama.
La, la.
Peter Amsel, 5 Canadian for Sarah.
Canadian. Awesome. Pounds, Canadian.
We'll give it to
Clean
you
it
in
up.
U.S. Don't worry about it. We'll take care of
To
it.
go to the bank. Thanks,
Dana tipped
guys.
Sarah $25 and said, "Sarah, step away from the ukulele, please."
Thank you, Dana. That's very generous. I will.
Well, no, I actually disagree with that advice, though. I think what a unique angle that would be for a female comic to play a ukulele.
Has anyone done it? I'm not sure we have one of those.
There was also, we had a couple other, Troy Masters, $10 for the show and said, "Laganja, as a measly gram a day dabber, I salute your excellent service."
I think I should take one. Thank you so much for that little helper. I just would hate to not continue to medicate throughout this process.
Holy shit.
Wow, look at that. Holy
Man,
Right?
variety.
It's like the cone they put on a shake at McDonald's. What is going on?
By the way, Ganja,
Salt cone.
Ganja, medicating is how most people get through the show. So
Well, good. Then I fit right in.
This show is my gateway to heroin. This is my podcast. Get to it.
By the end of the show, we're gonna be drinking tea, motherfuckers.
I've seen some shit.
Hell yeah.
Also, Courtney tipped Sarah $5 and said, for Sarah, great set.
Awesome, Courtney. Thanks.
And then Courtney tipped $5 more and said for Sarah's partner to put towards cat defense gear.
Like one of those suits they train
Right.
dogs in at the police academy. Just get one of those suits.
It's very solvable. Exactly. A cat trainer, something. The cat whisperer. That's what we need. If anyone has any advice.
We just had to the rescue $2. My ears were ringing. Did I hear Funko Pops? We had Troy Kindle $25. I get out of work and I get hit with the Lobster Man joke. Thanks for the laughs, everyone. Andrew tipped the show $10 and said, I just watched Ghostbusters for the first time with my girlfriend and I'm thinking Ray is Bowers, Venkman is Ben, Egon is Steve, and Janine is Rachel.
Hell yeah, I'm Venkman. That's a great comment. Me, Venkman.
Ernie Hudson never gets any love.
A Bowers burn? Fuck off.
No. Ernie Hudson is the one that he didn't name. All right, we'll move on.
Oh, I thought that was what he said I was. I never saw Ghostbusters.
You've made that clear just now.
All right, let's do the game. It's 4:10. So,
All right.
audience, if you want to read your game entries live on air, please raise your hand in the participants window if you're in Zoom with us. So the game today was Make a Movie Old. So we're going to be voting on the paid entries comics. I'm going to read a couple unpaid entries first, and then starting with our live audience, that'll be the ones that we start voting on. So
I just had a great idea, Rachel, considering no comics ever understand that. Why don't you just, from now on, read the unpaid ones and then say, and now we're going to start voting on the following ones.
Okay.
That's a great idea. We should talk about that in the pre-show meeting.
Let's do it. All right. So Greg Murphy had a streetcar named Dementia. Tesha Lee had the good hip, the bad hip, the hip replacement. And Zombie Dad had Citizen Walking Cane. And now we're voting.
Now we're voting. Thank you, Ben. Good note.
All right.
Are we voting on those last three, or?
No.
Okay.
I already have my winner.
My vote is Citizen Wheelchair.
Let's start with Tam Brown.
Hello.
Hello,
Can you
Tam.
hear me?
Yep.
I have a few grumpy old men
Nice.
driving Miss Daisy's hearse.
Oh, shit.
Oh.
Incontinent and sleepless in Seattle. Geriatric McGuire.
Geriatric McGuire, I like. Oh, that's really good.
Driving Miss Daisy's Hearse is the movie that takes place 3 weeks after Driving Miss Daisy.
There you go.
Let's go to Gus Walsh.
Oh, I've got the Social Security Network. And get out of my lawn. And my personal favorite horror movie, Night of the Almost Dead.
All right, Brian.
All right. I have the postgraduate. The Early Bird Special Club. And the last one is A Quiet Place for Mom.
Zara.
Okay, shout out to Ben. Ice Age Incontinental Drift.
That's really good.
Leedy.
I have Knives Gout. Meta Care Bears, the very famous Beatles movie, Help, I Have Fallen and I Can't Get Up. Instead of the Breakfast Club, it's probably the Ridiculously Early Dinner Club. Bill and Ted's Excellent Dentures. The Sword and the Kidney Stone. Silver Fox and the Hound. Brave Heart Attack. And Harry Potter and the Advanced Stage Dementia.
Courtney.
How am I supposed to follow that? What the hell?
Wait, guys, are we voting yet?
Yeah, Leedy did a good. Leedy did a,
After this. Now.
I already have my vote.
Leedy did a Ben impression. That was impressive.
Courtney, what do you got?
I got Grambo. And the Depensables.
You guys are killing this one. Holy shit.
Marissa or Frank, do you guys have any?
Nope.
No? Okay, perfect. All right, so these are some of the others. Oh, did he?
Frank, you got?
Yeah, you can hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Rosemary's Grandbaby. You got 12 Aged Men. Lawrence of Arthritis. A Few Geriatric Men.
Nice.
And Grandpa Broke Wind.
Nice.
That's it.
Okay. And then these are some of the others. So Owingo Boingo, a long last name, had Wrecked Ralph. And then he also had Dead or Alive. Matt Burnett, 12 Angry Sleepy Men. Amanasala, it's kind of dark, but stay with me. He said, live and let her die.
Oh, God. Oh. That was almost the end of the Notebook. Okay, sorry. Keep going.
I haven't seen the fucking Notebook.
Also $1 Million Baby. Okay.
Or that one.
Dave
Ben's
Adler.
waiting for the right time to watch movies from 20 years ago.
If there's a second pandemic, I'll think about it.
Dave Adler, I am Sam, or at least that's what the note says on my fridge.
Oh.
Oh my
God. Matt Burnett, Early Birdman. FJB, Wheel Chariots of Fire.
Because of Kane.
Indiana Jones and the cold-handed colonoscopy.
Oh, yes.
Submit it.
Almost. You saved it there at the end. Good
Teetering
job.
on the edge there.
It's hard when people combine so many game entries in one sentence.
Who?
The 40-year-old erectile
that
dysfunction.
does make words harder, I get it.
When they're in sentences, yeah, that's hard.
Yeah. People words to form a sentence. That's really tough. Rachel's
SJP.
point is that she's great with sentences when she already knows what it is before she reads it.
When I
Wrote it or memorized it, then she's great.
FJB also had the Social Security Network.
Nice.
Lola, Horton needs a hearing aid because he just keeps saying who? Amanasala, 13 going on 30, going on 60, going on 90. God, please kill me now. Jeremy Day, Star Wars, A New Hip.
There's so many good ones. I would have had.
Landon had Ferris Bueller's Day Alive Still.
Ferris
Andrea-
Bueller's Every Day is a Blessing.
Andrea Gordon, hairy nostrils and the sorcerer's gallstones. Lola, broke my back on the mountain.
Same movie.
Alaric, Austin Powers Gold AARP member. Andrew, the grandfather. Carl, dude, where's my car? No, seriously. Carl also had die soon. Jonathan S. James and the giant prostate. Jeremy Day, Jewel of the Senile. Landon, Schindler's Listen to Me Now Boy, back in my day.
Very different movie.
Neil Sr., Gone Senile and Breaking Wind. Andrew, Geriatric Mutant Ninja Turtles the movie.
I like the movie added there just to make sure if he's with the comic or the animated show. This is the movie version.
I'd have voted for that one if it was the animated show, honestly.
Has to be a movie. That's the point. He had to say this is a movie. It fits in the category.
Allison, No Country for Live Old Men, the COVID story.
Oh boy.
Jonathan S. Stool runnings.
Oh, God.
Oh, God, these are so good.
Andrea Gordon. She has a few. Spirited away in his sleep. Collapsing tiger, herniated dragon. Breakable.
So simple yet so elegant. I love it.
Oh. Andrea Gordon, something's gonna give.
That's a story about a walk around the block.
Andrea Gordon, can't
AKA
remember
not the Chris Bowers story.
Andrea Gordon, can't remember the Titans.
So good.
God damn.
Andrea Gordon, she's killing it. Terminate her 3, unplug the machines.
Oh, fuck.
How did it take 102 episodes to play this game? This is insane.
Oh, my God.
Lola. The Dark Knight Rises only with Viagra. Jesus Christ. Jeremy Day. James Bond 007 in Oldfinger. Jonathan S. All the President's Mental Decline.
The documentary.
Neil Sr. Dustin Hoffman in Midnight Bathroom Break Cowboy. Renee. No Time to Die. Oh, my mistake. He's already dead.
Oh.
Damn.
Dave Adler. Head of state for a few months. Then they put me in the home again. Movie is Chris Rock's Head of State. Amenasala, the facts of life alert.
They make a Facts of Life movie?
They didn't. That's a TV show, but that's what, you know.
Well, now I know what I'm writing.
There you go.
Renee, V for vasculitis. Amenasala, angels have fallen and can't get up.
I think we have more entries for this than we had for the penis game. This is insane.
This is the most entry we've ever had, I think. This is amazing.
Crazy.
That was the last
I wish
entry.
I was there for the penis game.
This
All right,
is
that's
more
all of them.
entries than Wilt Chamberlain's penis had.
That was a good one.
All right, time to vote. Bowers, what do you got?
All right, holy cow, there's a million. Jesus Christ. Fuck. Jesus Christ. I really liked The Dependables. I really liked Help, I've Fallen, I Can't Get Up. A Quiet Place for Mom was really good. Oh, shit. I think I gotta go Grambo. It's just so fucking simple. I'm going Grambo. All right. Sarah, what was your vote?
Definitely I Am Sam, or else that's what the note says on my fridge. That's just for creativity, and it's like a premise setup punch. It's so beautiful. Love it.
Love that one. Niemiller.
I like the simpler ones, like Geriatric Maguire really got me. Knives Gout was really good. But nothing made me laugh more about my impending future, that is stool runnings. So I'm voting for stool runnings.
I love
Nice.
that too.
Laganja, what was your favorite?
I liked Geriatric Maguire.
All right, great. Rachel.
Anybody's ball game right now.
Oh, there were so many good ones. Knives Gout. The I Am Sam was a great one. I think I'm gonna give it to Terminate Her 3. Unplug the machines.
Oh, God, that was really great too. Oh, that was great. Ben.
God, it's tough. I loved Grambo. I loved Star Wars: A New Hip. James and the Giant Prostate. Stool Runnings. Breakable was just so fantastic. It deserves a vote, but can't remember the Titans. Also amazing. But I have to go, I Am Sam. At least that's what the note says on my fridge. So good.
All right. Steve, you going to create a tie, add a new one, or
There were so many great ones. My favorites were Stool Runnings, Geriatric Maguire, Night of the Almost Dead, Incontinental Drift, Knives Gout, A New Hip. And I was going to choose Geriatric Maguire until I heard I Am Sam. At least that's what the note says on my fridge. That's the winner right there. That's the winner.
All right.
Agreed.
Great job. Comics, did you have any?
I have 3 I would like to add.
Okay.
Yes.
Batman Ends. The Denturian Candidate. And Benjamin Button, but in reverse.
Laganja, do you have any?
I don't. I'm definitely too high for that.
No problem. I don't have any.
Hysterical.
Oh man, no. All of my ideas have been taken.
All right, cool. I only had
We
one,
still
which was
had
Falling.
ideas to be taken.
I had Falling Down. Well, that was the only one I had, but it's actually. Rachel, you got any?
No, I don't.
Ben, how many you got? Steve, how many you got?
I got a decent list, probably 10 or so. Ben.
I have 20.
Shit. All right. Well, we'll go back and forth if you wanna.
Sounds good, man.
All right. Your first one.
All right. Psych cold in here.
Had Complaining in the Rain.
Pulp free fiction with extra calcium.
It's a Miserable Life.
It was a wonderful life.
Some like it hot, so they moved to Florida.
Some like it room temp.
Dr. Strangeglove.
Taxi driver, I don't know where he's from, but he's not from around here. I know that much.
Jurassic Park bench.
12 angry men I play bridge with.
The gastroenterologist of Oz.
12 angry men on Fox News who tell me the real truth.
A Star is Dead.
Raiders of the Lost Keys.
The Karate Adult.
The Wizard of Oz.
The Force Awakens around 4 a.m.
Jaws Part 4, now with extra grip denture cream.
The Dallas Buyers and then Returners Club.
The silence of the cell phone with huge buttons on it because you never call.
Psycho knitting instructor.
The good, the bad, and the incontinent.
Nice. And then my last one is 7 Samurai. Or was it 8? I can never remember. Ethel, how many samurai?
I will round it out with a little bit more here. We've got Singing in the Rain, You'll Catch Your Death. I've got All About Eve Eventually Dying. Lord of the Onion Rings at Sizzler. They have an amazing early bird there. On the Waterfront is nice, but it also gets very breezy. Jeannie, do you have my windbreaker? I can't sit outside without my windbreaker. Mad Max Furious Yogurt. The shape of water is the shape of the glass you put it in. These stupid fish fucking movies you kids are making. A movie about horny old ladies called The Pursuit of a Penis. Deadpool, a.k.a. Cocoon. And my last entry, When Harry Met Ears.
Oh, also Vertigo.
Also works. All right, we did it. We made it through another episode. Holy cow, that was fun. Sarah, where do we find you in the world?
At Sarah J. Halstead, and check out my special on Amazon Prime, RVs and Cats.
Awesome. Well, thanks for being here. We appreciate it. We'll see you soon.
Thanks for having me. It was a blast.
Thank you, Sarah.
Brian, where do we find you at, buddy?
At Cripple Threat 8 on everything. I also have a new podcast called The Cafeteria that I do with my buddies Johnny LaQuasto and Brent Terhune. So if you can give that a subscribe and listen, we'd appreciate it. Otherwise, I have to go back to school.
Thanks, buddy. We'll see you soon.
Laganja.
Well, I plugged myself earlier, as I usually do, but just tune in. Use me Mondays on my YouTube channel at 420, and you can find me on all platforms at Laganja Estranja.
Awesome. Thank you for being here. We had a great time. You're awesome.
Thank you, guys. So much fun.
Thanks, Laganja.
Later, Jay.
Cool. I'm at Bowers Comedy. New Dockheads dropped today. We reviewed a Sour Grapes, which we did not like, but it's a good podcast. Check that out on Apple Podcasts. Also, just today, I am actually Friday, Saturday. I'll be at the Helium Comedy Club in St. Louis with Todd McComas. So if you're in St. Louis and you want to go to Arby's or whatever, let me know. Ben.
I'm so glad to know Savannah didn't kill you. I was genuinely worried. I wanted to invite you guys. I realize I rarely plug Idiot Test, but it's on Netflix. It was just trending again the other day, so please watch season 1 of Idiot Test there, or on GSN, Game Show Network. You can watch all of them playing sporadically late nights. I think they are on now. And this Thursday, I'm doing You're the Game Show at Nowhere Comedy Club, where you can be a contestant or just watch and see the insanity unfold. But you have a chance to win cash and prizes.
Awesome. Steve.
You can see the second half of the director's commentary for Ginger Kid coming up this Sunday at Nowhere Comedy Club, and you can see me. I'll be home peeing with the door open, apparently, because I'm just here by myself. I didn't realize you could do that.
You close it. All right. Well, thank you, audience. We appreciate you guys being here yet again. You guys were awesome. That really was one of the best games we've ever had. I mean, like, that was unbelievable. You guys all killed it. I wanted to vote for 10 of them. So you guys did a great job on that one. Thank you so much for picking us up today, because me and Steve and Ben were a little off, and you guys brought this show home. So we appreciate it.
We all missed once or twice. It was
I
fun.
know. I'm kidding.
Did Leedy draw anything?
I did, if you guys want to see some stuff.
Yes, we did.
Yeah, let's see it.
All right, I have, first of all, the overall graph of all of your guys' sex lives.
It goes up!
There you go.
That is the best thing I've ever seen in my life.
Who's that on the right? Who's on the right?
Laganja.
Laganja's over here, Steve is over...
Oh, fantastic.
Steve's over here, Laganja's over here.
Hilarious.
I don't know why Rachel is so much shorter than everyone.
Hey,
I can't explain
Cute.
that.
it's true.
Realistic.
Lobster Man. And then the moment of silence. So sorry for your lost powers.
All right,
you,
and the
Leah.
last
That was awesome.
one super chat to catch up on. Dana tipped the show $25 and said, Laganja, I was a backwards child. My first drug was acid, and then I backed down to pot. That 70s were a fun time. Thanks for fighting the good fight.
Awesome.
Dana, next thing you know, you're going to be drinking lattes. Be careful.
All right, good night, guys. I'll see you tomorrow.
Thanks,
All right.
Rach.
Night, Rachel.
All right, guys. Thanks, man. That was a fun show. I had a good time. You know what? You woke me right up. I was a little dragging when I got into this, and I've sucked up all your energy, and now I'm ready to go party again. So I will go see what happens tonight. But you guys are fun. We will see you tomorrow.
Awesome. Just learned that Bowers is an energy vampire. Cool. That's
actually what an extrovert really is. They suck energy from people. Introverts, you lose energy from people. That's really the definition. But
Bowers, soft off-camera confessions. Anyway, bye, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow.
What a fun show. What a fun show. I had a blast until right about now when two things are sinking in. I'm getting a little sad about my broken vintage lady, and also the fact that because Carmel heard that, it'll probably be another 4 months until she hears that again. So
Hear that, Ben?
I heard it. So it's back. I guess it's just back to me and my old friend. Hello, my old friend.
What's a Carmel's box?
He probably hides it there for the next 6 months.